and we can actually get a few more minutes before we get started with the final presentations. And to get a summary of what has been done in the hackathon event and what should we expect from the finals, I would love to leave the stage for Gedeon, who has been one of our main organizers. Gedeon? Gedeon, you are muted. Yes.
Yeah, my bad. How's it going, everyone? So this was a very great event. We've already started collecting feedback forms and been trying to understand how the people spent the past 50 hours hacking on their projects. We were also filtering out the top 10 finalists, and what we've observed was really, really impressive. It really blowed us out of the water. I was very, we weren't expecting this overall. Many people showed great efforts with good code quality, good project, good demo. And yeah, it was very fun, and hopefully the judges can also recognize that people put in their best efforts over their vacation, and will also appreciate what the team has been able to achieve in this short time span. So yeah, that's basically what I would like to say. If there are any other questions, I will address them.
Hackathon, how long was the event? What kind of checkpoints our teammates have gone through on the organization? And did we face any challenges? If so, how did we overcome them?
So we had 3 checkpoints. In total, with the final submission, 4 checkpoints, you can say. And we had team matching. So some people signed up with their own teams, and other people independently signed up, and we were able to match them according to their skill sets. So the rest of the requirement of getting to know their fellow team members was left up to them. We provided them the platform. We had a Discord server dedicated for this event, and people also used other communication streams, including Telegram, Google Meet, and other technologies. It was very impressive. So the checkpoint documents started like 4 hours after the kickoff. They were supposed to submit their ideas, what they were planning to build in the next 2 days. So we gave them a chance to start big, zone in on the project that they're going to build on, and then focus their ideas on their MVP. So in total, it was 3 checkpoints, and finally a video submission, their slide submission to evaluate for us to pick the top 10 finalists, which will be having their presentations today. From the challenges perspective, as usual, connection on this side of the world is very challenging. So our judges, if they have, I'm gonna go ahead and say, if they have any connections out there in Silicon Valley or in the US, who can put us through, SpaceX or any other providers who can, help us solve this issue would be great. But even with that challenge, most all the teams were able to submit their project ideas, and that was very impressive. Impressive of them to come through from this challenge.
Thank you very much, Gedeon. We are all very curious about the finalist projects and see the progress of the team. And just to remind, it wasn't just these 10 teams. So in total, we had, I think, 52 projects that actually competed for the top 3 slots. And we are actually very grateful for all the A2SV members, all the A2SVians who have joined, who have become part of this organization. Because this is kind of a race that there is no loser. Indeed, we have generative AI models that are available, which is severely disrupting the technology world. We can see this from the layoffs at the top tech companies and reports that are coming from highly experienced developers regarding at least 10 to 15x of development time change. So definitely we are in a new world, and this was the first time as A2SV we actually utilized generative AI models in development this extensively. Therefore, this will also give us a very good idea on how much can be achieved in the new 2 days of hackathons. Because with the ratio, we may see some projects which wouldn't have been possible to accomplish in 20 to 30 days in the past. So from another perspective, this is also very exciting turning point for not just at A2SV, but as a whole global technology world. Very cool. Thank you very much, Gideon. And our last jury member, Serhat Yılmaz, also joined us. Serhat, could you please introduce yourself to us before we get started?
Oh, hey folks, this is Serhat. I work at Facebook Meta now. It's been here, I think, a little over 8 years. And before that, was on basically doing my master's. And then I think I know a few folks in the jury as well from here, from my time in Bilkent as well. And for my background, I mainly worked on data infra and AI infrastructure in the last 4 years. So in this case, not the ChatGPT kind of AI, but more like a ranking personalization kind of models. Happy to be here and then look at the work you guys did here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Serhat. And Gideon, back to you. We can get started with the final presentations.
How about now? Am I audible? All right, perfect. Sorry about that. So without any further ado, we'll be moving on to our first finalist. So we're starting off clean slates here. So we've filtered out the top 10 projects, and from here on out, it will be their presentation. Guys, I'm sorry about that. I have to switch devices. Internet issues here. Is it better now? Okay. You can never be too prepared. So I'm here on 2 devices. Anyway, so the first team is Team Infinity, led by Wubishat Zellaka from Addis Ababa Science and Technology University. So if we have the presenter for Team Infinity, please, you can start sharing the screen and start with your demo. Ubishat, are you there? All right, thank you, Mati. Before you begin, Mati, just a reminder for the judges: make sure you've pulled up your scoring sheets and following the presentation. That's all. Thank you. Over to you, Mati.
Thank you very much, Gidi. All judges, welcome. I'd like to invite Henok from our group to kick off our presentation.
Okay. Can you hear me, guys? So welcome, judges, to our hackathon project presentation. Our team has developed a solution to empower students in rural areas, and it's called Offline Competitive Programming Judge, which is brought to you by the Infinity team. Okay, so can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so the problem that we noticed is that in many rural areas, there's a lack of necessary infrastructures to support our online learning platform, which is LeetCode mainly. and this can hinder students' access to quality educational resources. So this is especially true for competitive programming, where online judges are the norms. Okay. So can we go to the next slide? So the solution that we are proposing is an offline competitive programming solution that includes reading materials, coding challenges, and submission judging for competitive programming preparations. So yeah, our services include saving time with ready-made learning roadmap, offline contest platforms, and offline judge for competitive programming. The next slide. And also tracking and monitoring our students' progress and giving them personalized recommendation, access library of code, snippets, and solutions. So our system is portable, offline, and cross-platform, meaning we can use it in our phone, in our desktop, or on the web. It's also portable, meaning we can save our profile, and when we use another PC, which usually happens in the library, we can open our profile again and continue from where we stopped. Go on. So our project is as educational heads. We observed this clear gap in our day-to-day process. This inspired us to create a platform to address this issue. There's usually lack of internet, and our solution will have a significant impact on our students in rural areas who previously had limited access to educational resources. Go on to the next slide.
Thank you very much. Now a quick demo.
Okay.
All right. So here we have our offline standalone application. So here, since I'm sharing my screen, I cannot turn off my network. During our previous demonstration, that it works fully offline. So this is the dashboard where the student can access different resources and read about the different topics. So here we have the learning paths we use at A2SV to teach students problem solving. We can read this material and then we can go and solve problems after reading about that topic. So for offline use, now we have only a few questions. We can filter them by their topic, by their difficulty. Let's pick a question. So here we have a coding challenge. The HTML rendering has a few bugs. So what we have selected for this one is to use Python as the default language for the student to submit his code, since it's widely used in A2SV. So the student can submit his solution, and then the offline judge will give it the result. And for future works, we're planning to integrate individual virtual contests to this program. And this is it for the future works. And conclusion for future, we're planning to add gamification to the platform, make it interesting, and also integrate an IDE to the platform Hence now the student has to write the code on his own ID and then submit the file. And also we are planning to integrate video solutions. So for topics the student is struggling with, he can use video solutions to cope up. And to conclude, we want A2SV to reach the rural areas of Africa and teach students who did not get this opportunity. And this would be one of the problems we have to tackle before going to those places. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mati. That was a nice presentation. So I will not take any more time. I will pass it to the judge and Emre if they have any questions for you.
Thank you very much, Gideon. Valeria, would you like to kick us off? Any comments on questions?
Yeah, thank you for that. It's very, very interesting. Just so I'm clear, it's not entirely offline. Presumably you still need an internet connection to submit, to download, to communicate, right?
Yeah, that's the main idea, to make it fully offline. We have developed an offline JIT that you can submit your code to, and it will run through all the test cases and give you the results offline.
Okay, so it's entirely offline.
Yeah.
All right. And this is for particular like coding challenges.
Yes, it is.
Yes, data
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
But it will also be updating whenever it gets the access to internet.
Of course, thank you.
All right, thank you, Valeria. Next, let's continue with Oz.
I'm just curious, how does it look like if the solution is not accepted? Like, do you say like these test cases failed? Like, what does the user see?
Yes. For now, the time constraint has been a huge bug on us, and that's the last part we have implemented. But it says, for now, it only says accepted and wrong answer. But we can make it to say how many test cases it has passed and on which test case it has failed on.
I see. And how do you store the inputs and outputs, like for evaluation?
So for that, we took an inspiration from CodeForces. So CodeForces has two files for each question. We have the input file, the test cases, and the expected output file. And then after running the student's code on all the input files, it checks it with the expected outputs. And then if all the test cases are the same, you get an accepted answer.
I wonder if it would have any point to like hide them from the students in case they cheat. I mean, then they won't learn, of course, if they cheat. But the thing is, like, sometimes you can't let that to the students, from my experience.
That was also our priority. So if you see here, like, this is a very huge app. The size is very big because it has encrypted and closed off anyone trying to see what's inside.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oz. Next, let's continue with Serhat.
Nice demo. A quick question on the slides. I saw there was a mention of mobile and other devices as well. Since this is for coding, was done as like, what is the value of focusing on the mobile interface, or is it very far in the future?
That's something we got extra from the app we're using, Electron. It uses the browser integration, Chromium. So it gives us the feature to run this application on a mobile phone. It's not ideal to code on the mobile, but since you can have that feature as well, if you don't have access to a laptop, you can use that as well.
I see. And in terms of the competition, that's also other thing wasn't clear to me. Given that the education, how important do we think competition would be, like for the product?
I'm sorry, I had difficulty getting that.
Yeah, given the focus is on the education, how important do we think competition is part of that mission, like for this product?
Oh, true. I think competition is a huge part of that. Maybe my team members can help me with this. Enoch?
Yeah. I haven't seen any software like this so far. I think there are a few, but it's not really given priority because in most developed countries they don't need an offline judge because competitive programming is mainly used online. So I think the competition is very less.
Yeah, I guess where I was coming from is rather than these features, does it make sense to focus more on how to make it more educative? So in this case, the judge could give feedback, could direct user. So those kind of features versus that, more around having discussion around it. But yeah, thank you.
Nice, that's a good feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Serhat. Alper abi, any comments or questions?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. It's a good idea, I think. I have a few questions mainly asked by other juries as well. If you are going to use a tablet, for example, not a mobile device, but a tablet, the size of the programming, the overall, let's say, weight of the program is important. How do you think that this program will be easily running on, tablets rather than desktops? Because for the desktops, the online and offline is not a big problem. But let's say if you are using a tablet, the memory size is important. Have you just thought of it? Because if you are going to scale this to a place where questions are increasing, ever increasing, I guess the storage could be a problem. Did you think of it?
We haven't taken that into consideration, but since we're only storing text files for all the questions, we're only storing inputs and outputs, which are all text files. I wouldn't believe it would take like maybe more than 400 megabytes or so, and any modern tablets can accommodate that kind of storage.
Yeah, great. And the second question is similar to Serhat's. Did you have a competition analysis before for this product? Did you see any, let's say, competing products? Did you find something?
Yes, we have seen few, but they're not really usable. I will say they're really old, and we have checked them out, but they don't seem to work, most of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you. That's all for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abi. So team, lastly, I can add my comments. I believe this is a very nice idea, especially thinking the rural areas of Africa. This product has a potential to have a huge impact. I don't have a question, but I have a suggestion. So since we are considering a limited environment, I would say we should also keep in mind and put, let's say, some brain cycles on how we can make the total size of the program smaller. Because as we know, in competitive programming, we sometimes use gigantic input files, and they can either be generated programmatically in some cases, or we can use extensive, let's say, zipping mechanisms to decrease the file size. This may be something to think on, start investing on from the early days.
All right. Thank you very much, Emre.
Yes. So
You are very welcome.
the thing I think we have in mind also, is that to first use the progress sheet, the A2SV progress sheet data and questions, and we can allow our users to access them offline first. So our number of questions will be limited in the first phase at least.
Very cool. Thank you, Henok. Valeria, please.
One more question that is similar to what someone else asked. Do you have any data points on how many students might use this, or any potential market size estimation?
We have done a very short research on that. Let me pull it up. It says, so there are 51% people only have internet access in the whole world, and in rural areas it can go up to 13%, specifically in Africa. And from those, we can get like A2SV targets university students who are able to go on this path. So maybe more detailed research can be done on this, but we only did short research given the short time given.
Okay, fair. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, team. Gideon, back to you.
Thank you. I would like to make a quick reminder, so we have to everyone's time. We don't have to do a round like if the judges have questions, but they can raise their hands and they can all ask their questions. Guys. Only people with questions, only judges with questions can
Gideon, you are breaking up, but I think we can continue with the next presentation.
Okay, all right. How about now, guys?
Still breaking up, but you can just announce the next project and we can continue with the second presentation.
Okay, second presenters, led by Kananisa, previous OBSS competition winner, Team Agent 47. You're up next.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Kananisa, please go ahead.
Okay. I will be introducing you to DIME that me and my teams built. It's a financial resource management system. I am Kananisa and I am from Agent 47 group. Okay, so we will see the introduction and problem statement first. Then after that, we will see the proposed solution we have. So the problem statement starts from our own experience, the experience we had when we were in campuses, and it was very hard to get financial resources and also to manage our financial resources effectively, to get food, accommodation, textbooks, and transportation. And our goal is to fill this gap with our app. And there are a multitude of factors that we can list for these problems, like poverty. Students are not employed. They don't have a regular income. It's very irregular. Parents or other irregular incomes are the source of income for financial resources, and government support is very low. And the consequences of that are very severe financial hardship, and it affects students' well-being and also their academic performance. So for this problem, we propose a solution to build a financial resource management system. This resource management system will have a range of tools for students to get funds whenever they want, predictions with machine learning algorithms, loans they can take out, and also all of these services we plan to provide with no cost at all. So for this system, we use an anonymous account-based model. When our students or users come and create their accounts, they generate cryptographic keys, a public key and a private key. And these two keys are used to identify their account. There is no verification or identification we require from users. It's completely anonymous. This is by design, and we have reasons to doing this, and we believe that this system can provide us with some unique benefits that are nowhere to be found. So for transactions, we use digital signatures to verify each user's transaction, and it's completely verifiable and open source. Anybody can come in and verify that every transaction is coming from the actual owner of the wallet using digital signatures. And we also make this resource available through our webhooks. Every account can set one webhook, and that webhook can be, our server will use that to send every transaction into that webhook, and users can verify the transactions on their own. So we also use prediction machine learning model with the largest sets of transaction data we get from our users. We train a machine learning model, and that will predict the expenses or deposits of our students in the future, and they can use that to make better plans. So after that, when students come in and deposit into our system, this builds a larger deposit that maybe doesn't move. So we plan on putting this reserve back into circulation and provide students with small loans that they can use in dire situations. These are not meant to be withdrawable. These are meant to be used in businesses and services when students have no money. So for example, I can use this to get food at night or something like that. And we also have a machine learning model that manages this reserve called the DARMS. We'll look about that in a later slide. So loans are meant to be quick and small. We don't provide students with a large sum of loans. And to prevent fraud and abuse, we have a credit scoring system that scores how trustworthy a person is to give them, to provide them with some kind of credits. So DARMS is a term we literally invented in the hackathon. It stands for Democratic and Algorithmic Resource Management System. We manage this. We manage our reserve using DARMS, and the democratic part stands for students being able to vote for how much reserve percentage there should be. On regular banks, banks are mandated to store about 10% of their reserves, and they loan out the 90% of the money. That has benefits of increasing circulation, and the money generally does more. But this creates a problem called bank run when people come in and withdraw their money very quickly. The bank won't have enough money to perform those withdrawals, so the bank will actually fail. So our system actually starts from 90% reserve rates. We only loan out 10% slowly. But this system, students can use votes to democratically lower or increase that reserve percentage. So less reserve means that students get more loans. So the reserve percentage is the reserve amount that doesn't move, and the rest can be loaned out. But when the reserve reaches, like, let's say 80%, it will stop giving out more credits, and we will just start collecting those credits back. So the algorithmic part is a machine learning model we developed that assesses and determines how much reserve there should be. It also assesses the student's reliability. So if students are trying to act against their own self-interest, like all of them trying to lower the reserve at once without any reason, we have this algorithm to assess and also increase that reserve when need be. So for future plans, we plan on implementing a parental guidance system. Parents can use this system to send funds to their kids and monitor their activities. So what kind of services and goods are their students spending money on? And for sustainability, we want to make this system self-functioning without any external effort or without changing this organization into a profit organization. So the plan is to help students with financial situations, not actually profit from them. So for the demo, we built this Flutter app, and this app can be installed on iOS or Android device. I have iOS here, and we go through this intro page, and there you can notice that there's no input fields to input your credentials or stuff. There's only two buttons, create account and restore account. When you press create account, we generate this private and public key for you, and that public key will be sent to our servers, and it will generate your address and store the values there. And you can use your private key to securely encrypt your transactions and digitally sign them. So we'll create an account here. And also, if you lose your account, let's say you lose your device or you lose the app stops functioning for some reason, you can restore your account back using the restore button previously. So in the app, it shows you how much balance you have and the loan limit you are allowed. This is based on our DARMS, the Reserve Management Protocol, and also a person's personal credit score. And any student can buy credits at any time, and they can send them to friends or family or to businesses. And we also generate QR codes for their addresses, so other people can scan it and send them funds to their accounts. And that we have plans that students can set, so they can budget their money for food, for taxi, for those kinds of stuff, and they can see their recent transactions. And on our activity page, they can see their transactions, and also they can see our prediction for their next for the future days, and also they can see how much they spent or how much they haven't spent. They have in their accounts. And on the plans, that we have a separate page that tells students how much they spent and what their budget cap is. So this is set monthly, and the students can come here and set their budgets accordingly to whatever they need they have. And here they can register for loans. So people have to register for loans first. They have to supply their name, phone numbers, and photos, so we can track who has the loans. This is not publicly available, but this helps with legal issues, we think. So here they can.
Anissa, you have 2 minutes. You're running out of time, so please speed up.
Okay, they can cast votes, and they can also see how much current reserve percentage there is. They can back up their data or restore if they have an old account. They can change their passcodes. This is a passcode for the app, and they can also set webhooks on some server that will get them their data, so it can be verifiable. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And Valeria, would you like to step up?
Did I hear my name? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm a little bit confused. Where does the money come from?
Students deposit their own money into the system.
And then they loan it to others.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay. All right, interesting. And why would they do that?
It provides them with loans that they can use in their own bad time, and they can. It's also easy to access and also transfer funds across businesses and services they use inside their campus. Instead of carrying cash or other methods, we believe this would be easier.
Okay, so is the selling point access to money, or is the selling point ease of payments?
Both. You can also use it as a prediction and financial management app without having loans or anything.
Okay, so it seems like it's doing a lot of things at the same time.
Yes.
But if I don't have a lot of funds, let's say I'm a student and I can barely pay for my food, like why would I clearly want a loan, but I don't want to give money I don't have, right? So would I still have access, or do you have like a minimum contribution, or how would this work?
The way we provide loans is by seeing the usage activity you have. So if you have high activity, you will obviously have a lot of loans, but also this is meant to be used as to fill the gaps in the irregularity that we have from accessing funds. So it may not be immediately available to get money at night or in the weekends. So that is what it's meant for.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Valeria. Next, Oğuz.
Thanks. I was wondering, so you mentioned something about the democracy, and the thing is for like, will this like because deciding how much of the money they should loan and how much of it they should keep, that's not something that you can easily decide. Like that takes a lot of financial education, and you're basically giving this power to a bunch of kids that like not necessarily have this financial education. Do you think that can cause any problems?
Yeah, so we have thought about that. So just giving out loans randomly or making students be able to lower their reserve amount is bad. So there is a lower limit, a cap to how much low the reserve can be. And also we have the algorithmic part is supposed to complement that. So if students are acting in their own self-interest, against their own self-interest, the algorithmic part is supposed to assess that and push it up. So the metaphor I have is if you place a wood in water, when you push it, it wants to come up to the surface. So that's the metaphor I used for this. So when students try to push it down, it wants to come up, but also we give them the power to lower it.
Yeah, so it's like you're giving them an illusion of choice.
Not actually,
it's actually very realistic. It's exactly the same as all the other democracies. So I mean, like I'm fine with that. Also, how do you verify people's identity?
People's identity are verified through their IDs, so they will be eligible for loans when their accounts are verified separately.
Okay, but like, what if they create like a fake ID, or what if they just Photoshop some ID?
Yeah, they will be verified like outside of the system by another party.
Oh, okay. Have you checked like what other parties do that?
Other parties like the Wise money transfer system do the same thing. They accept your credentials,
Mhm.
and also
Do they
they
work
take
with? Okay, sorry, go
they,
ahead.
they take your photo on the spot, and they take your photo of your ID, so it will be easily trackable and also verifiable.
Okay, so do they actually check it with government resources, or
I'm not really sure, but they might.
Okay, thanks. I don't have other questions.
Thank you very much, Oğuz. Next, let's continue with Serhat.
Oh, I think one quick comment. I agree with the earlier feedback, Aaron. I think it is trying to do too many things at the too many. And also, I feel like we are throwing too many things. We will do ML on this side, ML on that side. In one suggestion, I would be basically nailing down one part before focusing on other. Like, is it the student side or is it the banking side, loaning side? For the student side, I think there is a niche there. Can this be the app people use in the campus, whether to track how they are spending, how they are paying, so various aspects. So that could be the wallet kind of. So that would be one direction, and you can integrate ML and other things where you are spending, so that would be ML more specific. Versus the ranking and features you would use for ML are very different, to be honest, and the sources that you need to collect. So it becomes very different problems, like in terms of tracking. So I would suggest like nailing down which part to focus first, and then making product more fit for that, and then reducing the scope in a sense.
Okay.
Well, great advice, Serhat. Like I would introduce myself because my feedback was going to be very similar to yours. So I echo what you say. It's better to go after one rabbit. There are maybe at least 3 rabbits I see here, which are very hard to chase at the same time. Like on one end, we try to keep everything private, right? There is not even login with your email. On the other end, we are planning to verify their ID through a third-party organization or reaching out to governmental resources. So these two do not go hand in hand with each other. So definitely put your laser focus on one problem at the beginning, and then you can build the other layers, other, let's say, aspects of the problems later on. But start from the most pressing one. So it's a good start, but yes, definitely laser focus is needed at this stage for success. Alper abi, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I like the idea. I'll go in line with you and say that there are too many bullets to shot. We should be focusing on the right direction. And one quick question is, how do you see, the real actual money flow? I have 1,000 birds in my hand. I have the application. What I do? Can you simulate it for me?
So if you have some money, you can deposit it into the app. Then after you deposit it into the app, there are businesses and services inside the campus that you can spend the money on.
I see, but how I'm going to deposit the money? Shall I give it to you?
No, there is online services that do that. You can transfer them through online services wherever your money is. Or we can set up agents or something. We haven't really thought about that, but yeah.
I guess this is another important point of the project. The real cash flow, I feel as missing. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm going to interject here real quick with a message. Again, what I was trying to say early on was let's be mindful of the time. We are on our second team presentation. We have 8 more to go. So we will time box everything with 10 minutes for each team, including presentation as well as Q&As. And I'll be giving a heads up on each checkpoint when it should end and then when we should start the Q&A on the chat. Second reminder, judges, I'd like for you to just a reminder. So the first team that presented was Infinity, Team Infinity. So I understand the confusion, which you might think like the project team was the project was more like lead code. Lead grind is another team. So please move your scores to Infinity. Infinity should be the first team in the judging sheet that we shared. And the second team that presented, the current team, is Agent 47. So Infinity first, then Agent 47. All good?
Gedeon, could you please do the announcement of the team name at the beginning? Because Hacks4Bucks was the second project listed in the road. So it can cause confusion. At the beginning of each presentation, if you let us know what is the name of the project that we do.
Okay, I'm not sure, like, I got the complete thing that you said, but let's go with the order, is what he's saying. Please, can you hear it?
No, what I'm saying is, please tell us which project is going to present at the beginning, the name of the team. So now we learned that the second project was Agent 47.
Got it. Okay, I will notify. So the first one was Infinity, again, just to repeat. The second one was Agent 47. And now the next team is Hugs4Bucks. Hugs4Bucks, and I will announce that in the chat as well. So over to you, Lydia. Lydia and Team Hugs4Bucks.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Got it. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Greetings. My name is Lydia. I'm from the team.
Clear. You can go. You can proceed.
I'm from Hugs4Bucks. I'm here representing my team. Okay. Common challenge that African university students face, and it is navigating their career resource, their success. There is supposed to be a difference when they transition to university or college, but the thing that makes them both common is at both stage, people don't know, at least most of them, don't know what they are going to do with the major they are pursuing or what kind of career options they even how to access any necessary information within the major they are in. Decided to go out and do surveys and actually ask the students. Some of the students that we asked, more than 83% of them didn't know very much about. They're very dissatisfied by the lack of adequate resource, and all of them agree that career guidelines are important for their future, but this has not been provided until now. So what if there was a comprehensive online platform that addressed this problem by being a one-stop career compass? Savannah, your career compass. So this is an online platform that has everything you may need to know about your current major or the one you would like, career options, internship opportunities, extracurriculars, external resources, key metrics, experience sharing, and so on. Students can search their major and get detailed information. Companies in their field that are hiring, they can search job and degree matches. They can also get experience and also certifications. The impact is it matches students with potential career paths so that they won't be clueless their graduation and actually know what they are going to pursue. And it also helps students gain relevant experience prior to being out to the job market so that they already know what they will need, the skills that they will need, the certifications they should pursue, and so on. It also provides them with career information, encourage them to express that are in the wrong major, or at least they think that way, because usually in Ethiopia we are assigned they are in the wrong major looking for a different option but don't know how to go about it, the majors, and don't have much information about the details. so to explore and know about different majors. And we provide a platform for companies to reach out to potential have the necessary skills and demands, and so on. Our advertisements from hiring companies and also certification courses, which will both appeal to the students that will be on our platform and looking through the majors. First, leveraging social media platforms. A lot of people, especially on the student community, check out different social media posts regarding their current status on there. So we'll also leverage that and share what we have and build a community over there. The next is targeted email marketing. It could be to the schools who can showcase our platform to their students, or also to companies who would like to advertise on our platform. And also career fairs and networking events are also here, not necessarily for Ethiopia only, but throughout Africa as well. We can use it as a go-to-market strategy. And the last but not least, building university places and explain to their students that this is something that's already available. Our tech stack, we have used these tools, front-end, back-end, also on the external tools side, most specifically ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot, as well as Canva and Notion have been really helpful. This was our creation process. We first had a meeting, ideation, and then assignments, research. We, as you can see, this is a Google form. This is where we had our survey. And after that, we did the wireframing, the coding, and then finally the MVP. And this is Savannah. I will now take you to the demo.
You have 1.5 minutes for the demo, Lydia, just a reminder.
Okay.
So if you can
go
through.
English and Amharic version as of now, and we'll be expanding into more languages as we go. Yeah. So this is the Amharic version, which is taking a you can also check out from the link on your devices if you'd like. Okay.
Can you do the demo in the English version? Yeah, thank you.
So, okay. So we have two main call to actions here. The next one is asking Savannah. This is the Ask Savannah part. Where we integrated cues, and it will recommend you majors that you should look into so that you can use that name. And I love technology. And have web development skill. Is working good.
Yes, looks like Lydia, your connection is not reliable at the moment. I'm not sure if it's only my end, but I don't hear you. If another teammate can take over, that would be great. David.
Yeah, maybe, David, you can take over.
Okay, let me share my screen and
but make sure to make it less than 2 minutes, Dawit, please.
Okay, I will try. Okay, can you see the web page?
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. So to use our time effectively, let me go through the main features in our project. The first one is, as my group mate Lydia mentioned, there are different two languages at the moment, and we can toggle as we want. And the next one is we can this page have two input methods. We can search for the measures that we want to explore more, and also there is a chat section which can converse with, and it is integrated with ChatGPT, but it is limited. It is limited on how to respond. That's how we want it. So let me go through the search measure. Let me search, for example, computer. We have lots data, but if there is any related departments in the which are connected with computer, it can be listed. Then when we go to the computer science, here we can see the description of what computer science is. Then in this link, we have the definition and the scope of the computer science, and also major top universities in Africa that offer this field. And there is a link, and the user can go and browse and see how it can go. Then there is also a career opportunities here. For the computer science, a computer science graduate can be a software developer, or as listed in here. And there are also current internships. It can be updated, and those internships mainly focus on Africa, but it can be also global. And there is also a web link that that can lead the user to the demo. And let me go to the next one. Here are also.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop you here and move on with the judges' questions, and maybe through the questions and answer we can learn more about the platform. So let me pass it to Emre or Oguz, and then you can still keep on sharing your screen, and you can do a walkthrough while you get your questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Gideon. Let's get started with Valeria.
Yeah, thank you. So what is the target audience? Because you have universities per major, so I assume that's like in high school. And also, how is this platform different from, let's say, LinkedIn? Thanks.
Yeah, our target users are the first one, the high school students who are going to join university. They don't know, or if they want to explore more about a major that they want to join, they can ask and they can get the result. And also using this feature, they can list their, for example, they can list their interests. I'm interested in sport or something. Then it can, this feature can list the departments that they can join. And also it is for the university students. They are those who are going to graduate, and yeah, it guides them in their career. Well, what jobs and what job titles are there related to their field, and also internships, all in one platform.
If possible, can I add more?
Yes, please, quickly, Lydia.
Okay. So the way that companies are hiring is now different and evolving. It's not you don't just graduate and then go into the job market and then sort it out from there. It starts early on. So even if people are already studying their majors, there's a lot they need to be prepared about beforehand. So that could be pursuing relevant internships, trying to get extra like certifications or other adding other skills, or it could be knowing what kind of companies are hiring, or even what to pursue as their masters. So these are the kind of informations they will need while they are students, so that they are better competitors after they graduate. So we are targeting both university and college students as well as high school seniors.
Oh, thanks. Is it my turn? Valerie, did you have other questions?
No, it's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
I just have a feedback or two. One of them was I see that like you have the search bar for the major names, but I think most high school, at least when I was in high school, I didn't know a lot about a lot of different majors out there. So one cool thing could be to understand, like maybe make a quiz or something that you understand users' interests and also their talents, and then you suggest them, hey, check out this major that you may not heard of. So that could be a nice addition. And another thing is when you show a bunch of like international, like universities like that in other countries, it would be also cool to, because this is what could be different than LinkedIn. Like Valeria had a good question. You could say that like how easy it is for an Ethiopian person, or like wherever your country is, like it could be modified for other countries as well. Like, oh, like the visa is too difficult for this, or there's no visa for this university, like this university's country. So that could be also a nice addition, and there would be like something that could be a unique value that like people can't have in most other websites. And there could be like reviews. Oh yeah, like I tried to go to this website, but it's too hard to get in or easy to get in. And then like there's like the life around there is too expensive. So maybe people could also tell about their experiences, but like in an Ethiopian perspective. So that could be, I think, valuable.
Okay, thank you for the feedback.
Serhat, do we have Serhat still? Are you around, Serhat?
Yeah, I think I need to run in 10 minutes, so maybe one more. Quick comment, what is the differentiator of this versus the ChatGPT? Like I'm assuming behind the scenes we are using, so I'm trying to see, is it mainly making a call, or are we actually building more on top, or is it just mainly around the prompt engineering when we are calling ChatGPT?
We try to limit from the prompt, the AI only answers relating to the careers and the fields that they can join. As you can know, ChatGPT is broad, but we try to limit it to what we want to respond to the user.
Yeah, I think on this one, one maybe question or suggestion is, have we thought around making this more like a plan, helping user navigate what they want to get out of this, finalizing some plan, and then basically using the site to achieve their plan along the way. So that become more targeted, like trying to see what we want user to get out of this. Is it just information discovery, or is it a building career? So those will change the product direction as well.
Yeah, I think
I guess to make it more complete, after I search this, what am I supposed to do? Like, is there any thought from the product point of view?
Sorry, it was an interruption. Can you?
Let me answer first. Hello.
Okay.
The plan for this platform is to help students, but also to help with their interests. They ask some other part is provided. They list their interest and the skills they have, so that they can get a personalized information based on their interests. Since currently we are using ChatGPT, but in the long run we hope to train our own model to help students have a career that is personalized based on their information and their background only.
Serhat, anything else you want to add?
No, I think I got the answer. I would just suggest also looking into ChatGPT plugins. That might be another way to integrate, like, depending on what you want to achieve.
Thank you. All right, next, Alper abi.
Yeah, basically, I like the idea, the presentation, and the business logic that the team has done. And on the top of it, it's good to have the other judges' opinion, especially on the technical issues. The product is promising, I would say, but it's just in the very early days. So with hard working and taking the advices from the mentors that spoke a while ago, I guess this can have a future. Thank you.
Thank you, Abi. So lastly, I can add my comments, team. Great job. Like this is a very promising start. And like similar to the previous project, my recommendation is going to be starting from one of these things that we try to include. So like, is this going to give career advice to high school students, university students? Are we going to give them a learning path to get ready for that? Are we going to connect them with opportunities? Like these will require different focuses. So it's not like the previous project in the sense that these are all adjacent things. So eventually, in a short amount of time, you can build something specific for all of these. But at the beginning, keeping your focus highly on one group of, let's say, potential users and building something great for them, and then expanding your age range, type of opportunities or type of, let's say, information you provide. I think that may be a better way to go. I would also echo O's feedback. People who need career advice, usually they don't have clear indication of which path that they should choose. So giving them a personality test, getting their intention and understanding their, let's say, tendencies to make suggestion on which career path is going to look like better for them would be a great addition. Lastly, so like since this is targeting African university students, I want you to keep in mind that ChatGPT-like models, they don't have much information about Africa. Yes, they know some, but their databases or their data sets heavily skewed towards developed world data. Therefore, you may want to do something about that if there are any specific models that are especially focusing on Africa, like AfroGPT. They can be helpful here. Thank you very much. Are there any other comments, jury members? Or shall we move on? All right. Thank you, Lydia. Back to you, Gideon. Which team are we continuing with?
Okay. Thank you, team. So the next one is Team Lead Grind, led by Halamike. So if we have him here, let's start presenting your screen, your team representative. Thank you, Ebenezer. You have about 7 minutes of presentation and another 3 minutes for Q&A. So please try to be as quick as possible, guys. Thank you. Over to you.
This is Lead Grind team, and we're here with Project Finder, and we're all about empowering African students to collaborate and build projects. So the problem we'd like to address is the one as a college student we face. It's the lack of opportunity to collaborate together and work, and the difficulty of finding relevant projects, and lack of portfolio projects and experiences for our career. And we brainstormed and we came up with this solution. We're proposing that we can build a platform that connects students with like-minded individuals to collaborate on project ideas, and we can give them access to diverse network of African students to enhance technical skills. We can give them the opportunity to increase their career opportunities by building a portfolio of impactful projects. Our mission is to empower African students to collaborate and gain experience through a powerful platform. So for our business model, we're going to start with donations, grants, and sponsorship for our revenue stream, and we can scale it by hosting different projects as a startup and bootstrapping them to success. Then the main cost we have currently is development and infrastructure. We also have partnership with A2SV, and we're going to do other partnership with African universities. For our marketing, we're thinking of partnering with different African universities and working directly with students. And we're going to use digital marketing to increase our reach. And we're going to pick different projects and acknowledge those projects and showcase to the world and increase our reach. So our main competitors are GitHub open source projects, but it's time consuming to search for projects that fit our skill, although it's free. And the second one is Co-Founders Lab. This one is targeted to business-oriented startup, and people with more experiences are targeted. And our market, we're targeting African students and African open source developers, and we're going to provide this platform for these people. So our team.
Can you hear them?
Hello.
Yeah.
Our team.
We do hear you, Abene. Yes.
Okay. Our team is a team of 5, and thank you. We can proceed to the demo. And for the demo, this is our website. So we can sign in. Like I've already signed in. This is where, so there are 2 main use cases. The first one is where you look for opportunities. This is where someone is looking for a full stack developer and someone is looking for Android, and you can search this opportunities and you can apply to these opportunities. After applying, you can see the progress in the application window. In the application tab, you can see that I have applied to Android and full stack as a full stack developer. And in the applied, I can see like details and all that. And if I have ideas and if I want someone to collaborate with me, I can come to my idea section and I can add an idea. And after adding an idea, it's going to appear in this section. And we have gym guidance with AR. If we open it, it's going to let us add different gigs. So I'm looking for a Flutter developer. I have added that gig. And if anyone has applied, I can click on it and I can see who has applied. So far, I can see Brooke has applied and Nazri has applied. I can check these applicants and see their application information, and I can contact them and update it, and I can mark it as accepted. And after that, they're going to get the notification. So in their site, they're going to see it in the application. So I'll pass the second demo to Nazri to show us the mobile.
Okay, hi guys. Due to time, I'm going to rush through the Android demo. As you can see, I'm already logged in. I'm on my profile page. We're going to look at 2 flows, basically. The first one is if I'm somebody that's looking for a project to work on, maybe to raise skill on a certain topic or something. So I can browse through the topics, the projects posted here. Let's say I'm interested in this project. I can open it and check which roles are open. So it seems like full stack, iOS, Android are open. So let's say I'm interested in Android. So I can view this and basically write a note to the owner of why I'm applying and apply to this role. And basically I can come here and check the applications that I've made. So the one you saw on Abeni's site, this is the application that I made. And then second is if I'm somebody who has a project idea, I'm going to post it. So I can create a project idea here, and then inside the project idea, I can create multiple roles. So basically for this project, for example, I'm looking for a mobile developer and a React developer. I can also add more if I want. So I can come and check to see who's applied. So for example, for the mobile developer role, I can see that Brook has applied. I can read his notes, and if he seems like somebody I want to work with, I can contact him from his contact details. So I think this should wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazri. Thank you, Abe. Yeah, over to you guys. Judges, Emre, I think you're on mute.
You're muted.
Thank you, guys. Valeria, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. So are these projects, first of all, they are coding projects. And are they for fun or are they for money? Like where does this platform stand in terms of similarities to, let's say, Upwork, which is freelance work, or again, LinkedIn, which is finding other people with similar professional interests? Thanks.
So in this case, it's targeting the African students. So it's not like Upwork, because it won't get you any money. It's not like any other platforms, because you're not needed to have a lot of experience, just an eagerness to participate in a project. And if you have ideas and you want to work on it as a hobby, this is your platform. And we can, after like experimenting with this, we can take it to even Upwork and grow it. But initially, it's just addressing our problem, because personally, as a college student, I wanted different students to collaborate with me on different projects and hone my skills.
Okay, so this is more like a learning type of platform, or for fun or something like that.
Yes, and we can grow this.
Great, thank you.
Anything else you want to add, Valeria?
No, that's it. I'm good.
All right, next, Oz.
If I'm just curious, when you apply to, because like I imagine like some developers are going to be better than others, and then this person imagine accepts to a bunch of places and they all accept him. Like, do you have a limitation on like how many, like do you automatically retract their application, or like do you limit parallel accepted applications? Like how do you handle that?
On this iteration, we haven't added those features, but moving forward, we're also thinking, if you've created a project and you're going to set a lifetime, until you finish that lifetime, you can't add another project. And at the same time, other people cannot apply to different projects. So we're having this system set up, but for this iteration, no. But yes, that's something we're thinking about.
Okay, thanks. I don't have other questions.
Thank you, Oz. Serhat, anything you want to add? Okay, I'm not sure if Serhat is still with us. Alper abi?
I don't have any questions or comments on this project. Like it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abi. Team, my recommendation is to diversify yourself from other alternatives a bit better, because there are some platforms in which you can do volunteer work. There are some platforms in which you can do work by making some money, and like if your program, if your project is going to have a unique value proposition, it should be very clear why people are going to choose your platform instead of the other alternatives where they can make either salary or do volunteer work for open source projects. To me, this wasn't very clear. I would recommend thinking about that more and diversifying yourself from other alternatives in a clear way. Anything you want to add, Abeni?
Thank you, Emre. Yes, I think we should differentiate ourselves and it's going to help us like grow, and we have taken note.
Perfect. Thank you very much, team. I think we are done with this one. Gideon, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Emre. Judges, you can start looking your scores for Lead Grind, this presentation that just happened. And next up, we have B-Byte Force. So I will not waste time. Over to you guys, presenters from B-Byte Force. You can start sharing your screen. Teddy, I think if you're trying to speak, we can't hear you.
Okay, hello guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now it's better. Go on.
Okay, wonderful. So we're going to go with our presentation. Okay, so my name is Teros Nasfin. I'm from the B-Byte Force team, and today I'm going to show you what we've done on the 3 years hackathon. So as an introduction, we wanted to create a community of users who are committed to maintaining a healthy lifestyle and support each other in achieving this fitness goal. So we wanted a platform that empowers users to make a sustainable change to their lifestyle. And the reason why we wanted to do this project is there are some interesting metrics by the World Health Organization that around 167 million people are going to be facing health issues due to being overweight by 2025. And when you take this metric and bring it to African students, we face more barriers to accessing gyms and sport events due to high costs, which act as a gatekeeper. So we wanted to solve this problem. In addition, we are also exposed to prolonged periods of sitting because we're students. So we propose to you FitPal. It's a personal fitness assistant that helps you stay on track your health goals by providing tailored workout routines, and there's by forming a community over shared exercises. So the services we provide as FitPal currently is there's a personalized nutrition plan where African food. So the problem we face with using applications from fitness applications made from abroad are they're usually lacking in the personalized information about African foods. And there's also the exercise challenges we provide that helps users participate in exercises that are incentivized by the community. So the current business model we have is in two ways. So there's sponsorship and partnerships. This is going to be any company or even governmental organizations that plan to promote fitness goals can use our platform to reach their users. Also, then there's also participating in funding, gaining funding from organizations that are trying to push their product in fitness. So this is basically the UI design we're going to see in our app. So I'm just going to switch over to my phone, and we can see the demo. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
It's coming.
Can you see my screen?
Could you please stop sharing and then reshare again? Because, oh yeah, I think it has come now.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. But it took a while, like it didn't load. It's coming now. Perfect.
The network problem is a bit difficult. Okay, so I've already signed into the app, and you're going to be greeted with this animation character where you are able to load feature exercises. So I wanted to see how squats are done, proper form. So I can get a quick demonstration. But about pistol squats, I'm not really sure. So there is an AR feature that helps me see intricate exercises. So the surface is a bit difficult to detect. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to continue with the demo. So within the application, we can also track the daily goals in terms of water intake and meal for. So as you know, shiro is the traditional food in Ethiopia. We want to provide calories about traditional foods. So the next feature I want to show you is the challenges feature. This is going to be how the community is going to be participating in working out together. So let's see the jumping surge demo by my teammate Aman. So hey man, we can go. Yeah, we can start. So this usually, as a way to make each other motivated, we have provided this challenge aspect where exercises are validated by a machine learning algorithm, and people are then incentivized in any form that can to do exercises. There's also a free form of workouts, which is basically where you get tailored information on your workouts. So this is very similar, but there's not going to be any form of like goals to perform. So maybe let's try the. I'm having a bit of a difficulty with the, yeah. So we can also have a fun feature for intricate exercises to see it in AR mode. So that's the basic feature for our application. And in terms of future goals, we want to include other activities. So currently our platform supports for individual exercises, but we want to include hiking and good sport activity locations for African students. So we want to expand into incorporating these features into the future. So yeah, thanks so much. I can take questions now.
Thank you, Teddy. We can get started with Valeria.
So there are a lot of personal fitness apps out there, and the only differentiator you mentioned was nutrition for African foods. Do you feel that that's enough of a differentiator?
So we understand there is a lot of applications, but those applications are not usually accessible in our country, and people don't really have a way. So we're trying to build these exercises. This feature is a way to leverage to forming a community. So we want. So there's currently there's activities that are being carried out by people here to organize. A fitness community, but the problem is once these efforts are not long lasting, so they start for a month and they're going to have a problem. So we wanted to bring this into a very accessible form where people can then participate in their community.
So what is the barrier for people accessing these international applications?
So most of them are not like they can have a fitness platform, but they're not tied to any physical activities that is held in Africa. So let's say there's a hiking place and people are not really aware of it because most people pursue their fitness goals in a separate, only personal manner. Does that sort of make sense?
Sort of, but there's, for example, applications like Strava where you can like record your run wherever you are, and it connects to Google Maps. So
yeah, like of course, these applications do exist, but they're not tied to any community that people can access directly. That's the solution we're trying to get into. That's a problem.
Your differentiator is community, then.
Yeah, we're trying to form an interactive camaraderie where people can leverage exercise to get to form a new community. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, Valeria. Next, let's continue with all.
I don't have questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Oğuz. Alper abi.
Sorry, can you hear me? I guess.
Yes.
Okay, now. Thank you for the presentation. My question is, I couldn't really find the application as relevant as it should be to a problem solver of African education and African universities. It's rather, I feel like it's a more general product on the health issues. It's good, okay, some good features, but the relevancy, I would say, is a bit missing. This was my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Alper abi. And like I would actually second the feedback that our jury members provided. When we look at the feedback, it doesn't seem very different than other, let's say, fitness apps that are available outside. So in your verbal explanation, you have mentioned that there are some specific challenges that apply to Africa and possibly African university students. However, the app is not designed in a way that is going to address those specific challenges at the moment. So my feedback is to understand, like, what is those specific challenges? Is it the lack of nutrition information? Is it the lack of understanding of available free body exercises that people can do? Is it the lack of awareness of the importance of exercise and nutrition? Then, like, after choosing the main problem, targeting that problem and producing something specific would be the way to go, I would recommend. Thank you, team. Are there any other comments from the jury members? All right, in that case, Gideon, back to you. Which team is next?
Okay, thank you, judges. Thank you, presenters. Next up, we have team The Farmers, led by Kimfa Mikhail. So take it away. Team The Farmers, if the presenter is here, please start sharing your screen.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen. Please proceed.
Okay, so my name is Daniel Hussein and I'm here representing the team The Farmers. So for this hackathon, we basically build a learning app, or like it's basically a more comprehensive learning app. So we call it Talent Boom, and we provided so many features in order to solve the most common African problems. So let's go through the problems that we're trying to solve with this project. So the first thing is like the payment systems, and we'll talk more about that later. But we are basically trying to solve the payment system like by providing some kind of Web3 based payment system for students after they actually have some kind of job, or after they actually done some kind of job and want to have some kind of transaction with an international client or something like that. And the other thing is, as I said, it's going to be a learning platform. So for different skills, whether it is going to be a technical one or just a social skill, something like that, we're going to provide a learning roadmap, and we'll see why that's very useful for African students right now. And we're going to provide a learning community, basically a small group that are going to learn with us. So for example, if a person is going to learn, for example, React, then they're going to have a small group that is going to learn with them. And we're also going to provide a mentor that has mastered that skill. And after that, after a student actually learned that skill, we're going to provide job opportunity that were the solution that we came up for each problem in more detail. So the first thing is the learning roadmap. So as we know, like there are so many resources out there. I mean, one can argue that anyone can learn anything, but like the main thing that we're trying to solve here is like anyone can learn anything, but like most people actually spend a lot of time going through resources, and they went through from one book to another video from one video to another video in order to learn some kind of tech stack or some skill. So what we're going to provide is an expert curated roadmap, which is going to be very specific and it's going to have a free or like some kind of financially available source course linked. So there, for example, if a person wants to learn some kind of tech stack, they are going to be resource linked, and they can go through that roadmap, and it's completely free for any user, and they can use this. And the other thing that we are providing is a learning group. So for example, if a person wants to learn, let's say Angular. So for example, okay, then the person is going to apply for that skill. Then we're going to have some kind of small groups. Let's say one small group is going to have at most 30 members. Then when that 30 member is filled, we're going to assign a mentor for that small group, and we're going to start having like some kind of bootcamp. Probably it's going to be 3 months or 2 months long bootcamp for that tech stack, right? So they're going to have a learning group, and they're going to have a group chat, something like that. We're planning to use Telegram at this moment, so they can like chat with their peers, and they can also talk with their mentors by using that group chat. And the other thing, as I said, we're providing is mentoring. So there's going to be like a mentor at the top who already mastered that skill, and they're going to give them some feedback saying when they're working on projects, for example, there are going to be roadmaps, and on the roadmap there are going to be some small projects and the final project, and the mentor is going to be basically their advisor, and they can ask him for questions, and they can the mentor can explain and basically make their life a little bit easier, right? So the other thing is like after a person actually learned and mastered some tech stack, they want to have a job in order to basically solidify their skill and have some kind of career with that skill. So we're going to provide a job listing on the site, and the person can go through the jobs and can actually filter the jobs based on the skills they have, and they can get the jobs that they can't do, and the jobs are going to have like difficulty level. By that I mean, like, for example, if the position is for junior developer or for senior developer, and whether the position is actually for beginner level React developer or for is a senior level development job, then they can actually filter through all that, and they can get the job that they actually can't do and want to do. So the other thing is like the payment system. As I said, like for this one, we came up with this idea because we sent out a form, and most people actually replied that even if after they completed some kind of task with an international customer, like payment system are very difficult, because when the international customer wants to pay something, most of the payment systems are not available in remote African areas, Web3 based payment system. And my friend will talk about this more in detail, and it's probably one of the main features. So on the business side, I think the main idea of the app is we can generate revenues by charging for different features. For example, we can provide a personalized progress tracker for each user progress while learning some kind of skill, and we can also charge for additional, like each small group is going to have one mentor, but if the person wants to have one-on-one mentorship or something like that, we can also charge that by providing that service. So that's basically it. So my friend
sorry to interrupt. Can we speed it up to the demo? Time is running out.
Yeah. Okay. My friend Kunfa will show you the live demo.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So I'm Kunfa from the farmers group. So I'm going to be presenting the demo of the application. So this is what the landing page looks like. It's all about empowering Africa's digital bridge. As the name indicates, that we always targeting the Africans in order to make their talent accessible to the world. So we have some kind of the landing page where they can get more information about what why they should have to choose us into us an organization with the vision that we have, and also the sponsorship or the partnerships that we had with the other companies, and so the funding that we get from them, and the contact us page, obviously, if you just want us. And there are gonna be the products page where we always build a product for our partner companies such as A2SV. If you get to see this, we have built the progress management system for the A2SV, which can manage everything that happens on the progress sheet. We can just see, you can just get to see it later. And also, this is what the entire landing page looks like. And so for the very core features, I just want to walk you through the jobs page, which is actually just this job page will always be targeting so monitored by our specific admin databases. So the database administrator will be only posting the jobs that can exactly fit our students or our students who needs our guidance. So this will be specific for each skill that you can see over here. There will be a roadmap associated with it. So this roadmap will be, if you can see, there is exactly the React or skills roadmap, and when just at the skills page, we can navigate to the roadmap link. If you just try to click the roadmap link, it will gonna let you get into the React.js Talent Cohort 15, which they can exactly go and explore and so go learn from their mentor. So after just doing that, as always, there is going to be the sign up page, and so where the user can have to handle a lot of different things that are on the site. So these are exactly the ongoing courses that he is exactly actually taking, not actually the course, but actually the roadmap courses. So we will always be guided by our roadmaps and also our mentors. So our main feature will be targeting the mentors and so the roadmaps. So beyond that, so there is going to be the course, there is going to be always the ongoing course. The user can exactly manage his own accounts and a lot of different stuff. And so if you just get to see the progress, a lot of different progress has been updated, and this only be available only admin side. That means the admin side means the administrator of the website who can see about the revenue generated and also the money that they have spent on each. Since it's gonna be A2SV, then we always start from the non-profit. Then we always try to expand to make it more profitable and so more accessible to our students. So, and also these are exactly the funds that we might get from the partners. So, and also we have always top performers status. Then from each court we will exactly be trying to filter the top performers and also the features and the daily activities. And we have students with you and also the calendar, and we have a bunch of stuff that's coming that's implemented, so that will be implemented. And for the payment system, we have implemented the talent boom receive payment system, which the clients can exactly receive their own money in the decentralized manner. They shouldn't have to go through the all of the third party intermediaries, and they can just receive money directly peer to peer, just like the jobs that we have seen there. So for that specific job, they can exactly receive the money, and they can utilize the money directly from that company by connecting their wallet, and also allowing the companies to use our platforms. And also indirectly, we are just trying to promote our company's roles, visions, and so everything to the world. So this will be one of the targets we would like to this end of the day. I just know that this talent Web3 stuff really works, and also since we are just in the testing mode, it might not work, but in the you can just check the code, and so I can just leave the deployed version of this on the community, but we can just connect to the wallet, so we can just do a bunch of cool stuff within it. So I think that's it with the demo. And if you guys have any kind of the question, you can just raise for me or for the Danny. We are just welcome to answer that.
So again, it seems like your app is trying to do everything in one app. There's some type of learning, some type of job search, and also a payment system. And I'm also curious as how much research have you done into existing apps? Because even for collaborative learning, there's a ton of apps like Fiveable. There's of course Coursera, LinkedIn, the big ones, and there's a lot of small ones. So what's the differentiator, and what's the specific African problem you're trying to solve? Thanks.
Okay, so like the main difference I think with those apps is I think our app like have some kind of personalized system. For example, if a user actually finished some kind of course or some kind of skill, then they can get like a job listing personalized for them, depending on the skills they actually finished. And they can also have like a very like personalized mentorship. As I said, like they can have a one-on-one mentorship, and they can have a small group in which they can talk. So it's more like, so we're basically creating an environment just like A2SV, but it can be used like for many other things rather than like they say to. We can also use it for learning any other things. So the users can actually use the small groups and the mentorship, I think, in the personalized job listing, and also the payment system makes us different from other kind of learning platforms. And the payment system is actually kind of independent from the learning platform. Any company who wants to have such kind of decentralized payment can use the payment system. Okay.
No, that was it. Thank you.
That was actually the first thing I thought though, that like I was reading the GitHub, and like I just read like so many different things that I thought that like did they like copy paste another projects and forget, but no, like it's actually like what they did, all of them. Yeah, that was my thought too, but I don't really have anything else to add. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. I think I didn't hear that question. Can you repeat it, or like it's confused? Have you heard it?
I have no questions. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. The connection break.
Where, but he realized that no, this was actually built during the hackathon. So you guys have very good building capacity.
Yeah. So no, I meant that like when I was reading their GitHub README page, that like one section like I'm reading about like learning, and then another section about payment. I thought like maybe they forgot to change that part after they copy pasted like in the README, but like no, that wasn't the case.
Yes, so much building capacity, but you need to prioritize, you need to focus and build one by one. That is what I'm hearing also. Cool.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, next, Alper abi. Anything you want to add? He mentioned that he's having some connection trouble, guys. I think we lost Alper abi at the moment. Yes, like I'm not going to add anything different than what other jury members told about the project. Just one thing to improve. So there is great building capacity here. And if you guys become great communicators, this is going to help you a lot. When you were presenting, you were speaking a little too fast with no breaks. It was making it hard to digest for the audience. So if you pay attention to the rules of speaking effectively, you are going to take a lot of benefits. That's why we have end sessions. Thank you. Gideon, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, judges, presenters. So next up, we have Team 109, representatives for Team 109. You can start sharing your screen. So please be aware of the time that you have. I'll give you 6 minutes to present. and then you can have a couple more minutes for your demos and 2 or 3 minutes for the Q&A. So yeah, over to you, team 109. Team 109.
Please give.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. This is Group 109, and I am Abenizar Malaku. Today, I'm going to present you our project for this hackathon. I'm sharing the screen now. It is visible, right?
Yes. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so our project is called Prof Review. So let's review. So the main problem or the opportunity that we are seeking here is to solve the huge communication gap between instructors, students, and universities. So welcome to Prof Review. So have you ever been in a situation room and you want to mention something about the instructor's way of teaching, or you want to comment the good things about the teacher and give him feedback, or to criticize the instructor on some things that he is doing wrong? So this is where our app comes in. So what is Prof Review? It's innovative software for rating university instructors, and that allows students to rate their instructors based on various criteria. So these criteria include teaching style, availability, responsiveness, and more. And it provides valuable insights from fellow students, and also helps students make more informed decisions about their academic journey. So our app is a web app that can be accessed through the internet, and it's accessible to everyone with an internet, and it's interactive and easy to use platform, carefully crafted visuals, and it has a natural, impressive feel. So Prof Review helps students, instructors, and also the university itself. So what does Prof Review provide for students? So Prof Review enables students to rate their instructors. That's the main feature. Students have more control over their education. Sharing experiences creates a more engaged and informed community of learners, and that is provided by our app. And the students can also learn from each other's experience and improve their awareness about the teaching learning process. And it also promotes transparency and accountability in the education system. So what does Prof Review provides for the professors themselves? Prof Review provides feedback to instructors on their teaching methods, which is really valuable. And also instructors can use this feedback to improve their skills and better meet the needs of their students. Prof Review helps instructors to identify their strengths and weaknesses. It also allows instructors to engage in self-reflection and self-improvement. And in addition to that, it creates a positive competition among instructors so that they can come up with novel ways of teaching students and pushing their limits. So what are the core features of our app? So the main feature is our rating system that we give certain metrics to our students, and the students are able to choose on the performance of the instructor that they want to rate, and that's what makes up the rating system. And also, if a student wants to comment more on a specific issue with their interaction with the instructor or a teacher, they can use the commenting feature we added. And also, we have added the anonymity feature so that students have full confidence in saying what they want to say and providing their issues without any external pressure. So to avoid hate speech or bad words, and to monitor reporting and profanity filtering system, we are planning to implement an AI model, or we are trying to integrate AI into our app so that it will be monitored. If the need arises, we have also moderators in our mind, and we will see how that goes. So the technologies we used for this project were, for the front end, we used Angular and Angular Material, so that we have a and also a rapid development for our working environment. And for the backend, we used Nest.js and database MongoDB. And also here the workflow, we used Git, GitHub, and Trello. And also I remember we were using Slack, and those products helped us to finish the project in time, and we were collaborating more.
I'm on time to get to the demo.
This is all about our project, and my colleague will show you the demo. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Avini. Demo. So I'm actually a software engineering student here, and as you can see, I'm logged in. So, and I'm thinking of rating my an instructor that has taught me in the last semester. Her name is Nuniat, and I really like her teaching style, and I would really like to comment on it. And I actually don't see her here, so what if I search her up here? And here she is. So now I'll check her profile, and as we can see, she has a 4 out of 5 rating, and we also have a rating distribution bar. It's currently empty because of we don't have enough data to show in the bars. Someone has given this rating, and he would definitely take the course again. And he says that she uses textbooks, and he says that attendance was mandatory. And I can also take a look at the review text here that he gave. And if I want, I can also give comments. We have a comment tab. So now, if I would like to rate her, I can come here and select the course.
I think that you're presenting is problem, or maybe it's just me.
The screen is frozen.
Okay,
We don't see the actions.
I think it's the network issue. So we have several fields to give feedback on. Why would you like this instructor would you like this instructor to teach you again? I would like to say yes, and she uses textbooks.
Do you hear us?
And the attendance was actually not mandatory, so I would say no. And I can also put the grade I received in. Yeah, and I believe all these errors are due to some network issues we are having. I can also include a review text down here. So I would say
and then reshare again. Sometimes it helps.
Teacher, and I can hit submit review here, and I can submit my review. So now,
Aman,
I think.
Can you hear me? Okay, now we can see your screen.
Yeah, I can.
Can you move your mouse just to make sure? Can you move your cursor?
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yes.
I'm not. Okay, I don't see it.
Sorry, I
moving
was having
on.
a bit of a network issue.
So,
So as I said, I've entered all my feedbacks here,
Aman,
and now
stop presenting your screen, please. Stop and then restart. Usually it helps. Let's give it a try because we hear you very clearly.
okay.
If you have another teammate who is in the meeting, maybe we can try through another teammate's computer.
Can you see my screen now?
Nope. Like maybe you can leave the meeting, rejoin, and then try.
Sorry, guys. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Right. So sorry for the network issues. As I was saying, now I have found my instructor here, and now I can select the course, and I would give some general rating. So I would give her something like 5 out of 5, and I would really like to take a course from this instructor again. And yes, she used textbooks, and the attendance was actually not mandatory, so I would tell her no. And the grade I received was actually A. And down here we have tags to select that we think represents the instructor. So I would say she is very respected, and she's actually very funny. So I would put hilarious on here. And I can also put a review text. So I would put she is, and I can submit my review. Yes, so now we can get back to the instructor's profile, and we can take a look at the ratings and the reviews we have submitted. So if I also want to give a comment, I can add a comment here. Yeah, we have submitted our comment, and yeah, we can see it right here. So one more thing. So I can see there is a review down here. If I don't think this review is actually very true and honest, I can come here and report the review for the moderators to take a look at it and delete it if needed. So and if I actually agree with the review given here, I can give it a thumbs up. So that was it, demo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And Valeria, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, so when I was in college, I used ratemyprofessors.com. How is this different?
Yeah, so we are actually inspired by that website, but the problem we had was that website is not very like stable for African universities because here, for example, we don't have the choice to get to choose the courses we take for for our department, and we cannot also choose instructors. So that is something different that has from the Western universities, and this website actually aligns perfectly for the use case of the African universities.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Oz.
Any questions? Your response to Valeria, like when you said that, like, okay, even if you don't have choice, you can still use the Rate My Professor. Like even if you can't choose your professors. I don't understand how your website is doing something different.
Yes, but we actually wanted to make it very specific for African universities for a perfect fit of use case.
Okay, but what is different? Like what makes it specific for them? Like just by limiting it to names of the universities, like what I'm not understanding.
Sorry, what was that?
Like how is it specific? Like what can you not do in other similar websites that you can do on this website?
You can do most of the things similar to the other websites, but as I mentioned before, the use case does not perfectly align with our current.
But you're not explaining how it doesn't align. You just say it doesn't align, but like I'm asking like how? Like how is it not aligned?
And yeah, we're also thinking of integrating AI to avoid the use of moderators. That would be something different from the other platforms.
Oh, okay. The others, they don't have AI to understand like profanities and stuff.
Yes, as far as our research and knowledge, they actually don't.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Also, Alper abi, are you back? He was having
Yeah,
connection.
I'm here. Thank you for the presentation. I'll not repeat the previous judges. I guess the diversification of the project from the previous ones is not so clear for me as well. But thank you for the efforts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Abi. So, Tim, I am going to make one suggestion. So, like what I'm hearing is in Rate My Professor, you may not have the information about African universities readily available. If none of the African students use the system, you won't see your school, you won't see your professors. So one thing you guys can do is populate this with African university data rather than leaving it to students and starting with an empty platform. You guys can actually get the list of professors, schools, departments, and populate it for African audience. Then there will be a reason to come to your website rather than going to Rate My Professor, because I won't be able to find my school or professor there, but it will be readily available here. So it may be a good way of starting differentiating yourself from the other alternatives. But obviously, this is something that needs to be well thought of, because it is going to make a big difference in your success when you're entering to the market. If you are just +1 to an existing system, it is very hard to convince users to come. Thank you. Gedeon.
Okay, thank you for the feedback, everyone.
You guys are very welcome.
Also, I had one more actually. You should like, I mean, rest of the documentation maybe most people wouldn't read, but like the main page on the README, that's important. So you might want to like put some more information in there as a presentation.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. We still have 3 more teams to go, so we'll try to speed it up as much as possible. So presenters, please be aware of this time constraint that we have, and let's respect everyone's time. In the meantime, thank you, judges, for all the constructive feedback that you've been giving for the presenters so far. So next up, we have Team Mavericks. Presenters, please start sharing your screen and quickly present your project.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I think, is it visible for everybody?
Yep.
Should we? Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Masafa. I'll be representing Team Mavericks, and we'll look into the problem we tried to tackle and how we try to solve it. Okay, so I want everyone to kind of imagine with me for a second. So imagine you're a motivated African student, right? And you have big aspirations and dreams. So, but just aspirations don't really get you anywhere. Like you need to know which path you need to go and how you want to achieve it. But that's quite difficult because despite all the information being out there, it's kind of tough to like know which path is for you specifically. So the solution we thought of this is, and as we can see from how A2SV works as well, a certain amount of mentoring really helps a lot of people, especially to find which path they want to go to and how they plan to achieve it. So that's with that problem at hand, we'll try to look into the solution we thought of. So welcome PureLink. PureLink is the solution we thought of for providing quality mentoring to African students. As we all know, Africa has a lot of untapped potential, especially in its youth. So if we can provide them quality mentoring and a way for them to know which path they should take, then we can explore the potentials of the youth. So our proposition is basically we want to help students find their goals, right? Achieve those goals, and also contribute to the growth of Africa, the whole continent in general, and maybe even the whole world, if that's possible. So we want to create leaders, innovators, change makers, and the simplest thing we all can do is mentoring these highly motivated youth so that they can achieve something with their lives. So for our project, we created like sort of short-term and long-term goals we have in mind. Where within a short term, we want to create a massive amount of active users and mentors. That means we want to create a community that basically feeds into itself, it grows, and creates impact on the people around it and the entire continent. So we want to refine it because at the moment it is a prototype. So we do want to refine it and make it more user-friendly. And we also love to establish partnerships so that we can our students can find like even better education and more opportunities for themselves. And within the long term, we want to expand because at the moment it's only us within this country, but we would love to expand. We would love also to diversify the amount of disciplines we offer. We'll look into what kind of disciplines we give at the moment, but we'd also love to expand those. And we want PureLink to be the go-to virtual peer mentoring platform for students. Okay, so I won't really get into the underlying magic because we'll see the demo and we'll all see how it functions properly. But we'll just have students sign up. We'll have mentors, which we will filter by ourselves, and then students can select the mentors they think will help them within their paths, and then basically create an environment for those students to develop. This is kind of a high-level flowchart to how things work. They sign up, they find a mentor, they can access the resources, they get their guidance. I mean, this is kind of a jump from getting guidance to being competent, but we're taking this more of a high level. So they get their guidance, they develop, they get better, they become competent, and then after achieving what they want, we want these people to come back and then help the community that helped them grow. Okay, so for the business model, it is free. We want it to be a non-profit. We want it to be by the community, for the community. We want Africa in general to grow as a continent. So we don't really want profit in this. We just want to help the community as a whole. So mentors, the people can find their mentors directly. We'll have a schedule. They'll follow within a certain timeline, so that we want it to be a bit more structured than just connecting people and then letting them be. So we have a kind of a structured way of doing this. Resources will also be available for everybody, and once we get opportunities to get partnerships, then we'll also try to provide opportunities for our students.
Ms. Afa, let's speed it up to the demos, please.
Okay, sure. As for impact, well, mentees will get better, like emotionally, socially, and technically, they'll get better. And as for mentors, they get an opportunity to give back to their community and also grow, because mentors don't only teach, but also learn from their students. Yeah, we faced a few challenges, but for time reasons, I'll just mention them. User acquisition can be a problem because nobody can see it as face value, especially if this is just a startup. Ensuring quality mentorship can also be a difficult subject, but we plan to eradicate that by creating tests for our mentors regularly, so that we can keep them competent. And third one would be retention, and this would be how by getting feedback from our users, will create a user-friendly environment. So in conclusion, PureLink would just be a platform that provides African students with quality mentorship, so that they can overcome challenges and become what they can be in the future, so that it can create a brighter future for our whole continent. As for the end of, this is about the end of my slides, but I would like to end, as it is tradition in A2SV, with a quote. If we want to unlock Africa's full potential, we must invest in our greatest resource, our young people. And this is by, I might butcher the word, but Akinwumi Adesina, I think. Yes, he's the president of the African Development Bank. So that is it for my presentation. Thank you very much. I will give it 100 to my teammate for the demo. Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Ruth Hassan, and I will show you the live demo of our project. So this is basically our homepage. And so these are the things that we provide: mentorship, education, and inclusive environment. And these are our courses, and anybody can enroll into one of our courses. And this is where we can see the upcoming courses, so that we can stay tuned. And these are basically our goals. And as Ms. Afa mentioned, quality mentoring, quality education, and inclusive environment are our main goals. So basically, these are our main tours, and these are case studies on how much mentorship can be impactful in one's life. And these are frequently asked questions that we try to answer. So let me show you some of the functionalities of the mentors page. So I already logged in. So the mentor can see the tasks in each week. For example, in here, we can see the tasks in week 3 or in week 1, or in week 2, or they can also see the mentees that are assigned under them, and they can create schedule for any specific task, and they can pick the type of the task. It can be a video article, or it could be a project, and they can pick a week and a day for the task to be completed. And after creating a task, they can schedule a meeting with their mentees, and the meeting can be a video call or a voice call or a chat. And after scheduling, they can connect with the mentees. So basically, when we get to the mentees page, Sorry about the connection. So when we get to the main test page, one of the things that makes our platform different from other platforms is that the mentees can pick their mentors, but for this case, it's already assigned in user. So like they can see their recent tasks, they can see their today's task, and they can make it done, or like they can leave it as it is if it's not completed yet, and they can see their weekly schedule, and they can see their tasks in each specific week, as we can see here, and also they can see their mentor.
Ruth, I think we lost you.
Pick the mentor, they will get an option of picking. Sorry, like, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're back. It's better now.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so like I have showed you the main test page functionality. So now, like, I will show you this page, which is an ask forum, and anybody can come here and can put their question by touching the add question button, and they can ask anything and they can add it, and any of our mentors can come and respond to that question. And this will be very helpful for our mentees. Before picking their mentors, they can ask anything, and they can get help on what they asked. So this is basically. Sorry, can you guys hear me? I think I've lost the connection again.
We can hear you.
No, please go ahead.
Okay, so this is basically it, and like this is our live demo. Thank you. You can ask anything if you have any questions.
Okay, I'll just go ahead. So a few things. It looks like, similarly to other presenters, you're doing a lot of things within this platform. You first started with mentorship, but then in the demo, I saw that there's also courses, and there's also like a Stack Overflow type of question and answers feature. So maybe just focus on one thing. And also for things like mentorship platforms, like it's a really good idea, but the challenge with that is mainly marketing. Like, how are you going to get people to use your product? So what's your thinking around that?
Okay, I can answer that actually. Okay, as for the first thing, we're like, I understand what you mean by we're trying to do a lot, but I don't really think it's as much as it. Okay, do you guys hear me?
You're back.
Okay. So we're trying to create a community. So while trying to create a community, which is centered around our mentorship, we have this form of like question and answers where you can ask everybody if the mentor is not available. But the courses is just basically like focused on what the student wants to, the path the student wants to go through, and then through that path they get assigned a mentor, or not assigned, but they choose a mentor. So it's more, it kind of goes together. At least we kind of saw it that way. But I kind of understand what you mean by it does look like it is doing a lot. As for the second question, yeah, the marketing, as I kind of mentioned, the problems we see us facing earlier, kind of cut it short because of time. But while trying to make this community actually work, we'll need to find people. Like, first to start with mentors, right? We need like proper mentors, which is going to be quite difficult to get. But we're hoping that with how well structured we can make this, I mean, it's decent right now, but it could be a lot better. So we can structure this a lot better. We can create connections we can start with our university, because even at university level, there's a lot of students who barely know what path to take. I know a lot of people who are like in clubs trying to like find their way, but they couldn't find like they couldn't decide properly. So we just can help, I think. I think that answers the question.
Okay, thanks.
I have something similar to what Valeria said. So as she said, you're doing a lot of things, and one of the things that I noticed, like you do your own scheduling, correct?
Yes.
So even the bigger companies, like the biggest companies, they don't have their own like appointment scheduling system. They use like some external companies products to find like the availability of different people, and then like what is the intersection of that. So that would be better if you just use other people's products for that instead, because that's just like there are so many edge cases and so many different things. If you just try to do that product, that is just enough to keep you busy for a very long time. So you should get used to using some external products where it's not like part of like what you're actually doing. Like what you're doing is community building, and you find mentors for people. You're not like a schedule appointment software, right? Like, because like there's so many of them out there that are already almost perfected, so you should just use them. I just have a feedback and no questions. Oh, also I do have one question. Do you have like group sessions, like maybe one mentor just wants to talk to 10 people at a time, and then because like if one person asks a question to them, like, and other people can learn from that question, but if it's one-on-one, they won't learn. So are you thinking about doing that as well, like a group session?
Okay, so for this question specifically, we really haven't really thought about that, but that's why we had the kind of the community part, like the ask and answer part. That's why we kind of had, so you can have the more like frequently asked questions, and for that. But that is a valid question. I think we should probably work on adding the more of a group sessions. That is also a great idea. Thank you.
So I don't have other questions.
Okay, thank you for the comments.
Thank you, Oğuz. Alper abi.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I will not again repeat the other judges. I think that there is too much in the project, and to the extent that you are presenting right here at the moment is adorable, but for the real life, I would definitely go with a reduced and focused version of it, because finding the mentors and implementing this kind of a project with marketing, it seems a bit tedious task for me. Just think of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take the comments.
Thank you, Alper abi. And Mesafe? Also, rather than starting with general mentoring, connecting mentors with the students, if you choose a subdomain to start with, I mean, since we have a lot of programming knowledge, right? Data structures, algorithms, problem-solving skills. At A2SV, this can be an area that you can start with, right? Programming, let's say, a little bit more generalized. It can be a good first step to enter to the market if you guys decide to go through that path. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other points, judges? All right, in that case, Gideon, back to you. And team, we have 20 minutes, and let's be real fast, because after 20 minutes, we have a very important meeting with MasterCard Foundation. And so me and Mr. Alper, we are going to join to that meeting, and we would appreciate a few minutes of a break before we jump into a very important call. Thank you. Gideon.
Okay, I will not waste time as well. So next up, we have Team Stack Overflow. Please share your screen. 5 minutes in total. Let's use the half of that minute for the presentation and the half for demo, and a few more minutes for Q&A. Over to you for Team Stack Overflow.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen as well. You can proceed.
Okay, hi everyone. I welcome you to our presentation for the hackathon. We are Team Stack Overflow and our topic is Afrotal. So Afrotal is it's an internship portal where students can apply for the internships they are looking for and track their progress. So here are the problems we are trying to tackle. So the very first problem we have is, have you ever heard of the graduate paradox of graduate paradox of free graduates, where they're expected to have an experience for the job they have applied for, but they actually need the job to get the experience. So this is because of the lack of experience in having internships and getting the skill sets they must have gained from their studies. And the other problem we can mention is the hassle of searching for internship opportunities and losing track of their internship status. And the other would be mismatch between the market skill and demand from companies and what's actually being given in the African universities. So here's how we plan to tackle these problems. So our platform is going to help students get experience via internships before actually going to applying to jobs, and make the whole process easier by helping them keep track of their progress and have everything all in one place. Without having to jump into every other company's dashboard, or maybe jumping into their email to see if they have received any notifications. And also allowing students to have a volunteer request to companies and hoping to get one internship. So, and as for the timing, here are the reasons why we think we are on the right time for this platform. So Africa's unemployment rate, it is still the highest compared to other continents. So we think this is the right time for making this platform. And also the growth in the number of internet users has grown far by double compared to 2015. And also the rising number of startups in Africa looking for fresh graduates and talents is increasing more and more. So we think we are under a time for making this platform. And the target market is obviously the students and the companies. So the students are so our platform is going to only allow university students to get benefited from the internships. So the students don't have to compete with the other with other applicants out there. So they are only focused on internships and as well as university students. And when it comes to companies, the platform, it is the way companies search for fresh talent. So they can have fully well-equipped students with internship experiences as well. So that's it for target market. And as for our competitors, we have Darija.com, InternWise, and Gabea. We have made some research on that, and these are our direct competitors in the scope of Africa and Ethiopia. And for indirect competitors, we have LinkedIn, Google Jobs, and Facebook groups. So,
guys, sorry to interrupt, Bedru. You can get to the meat because we have limited time. So, go ahead with the presentation, but don't waste time on who is competitors, Manam. What is specific about your product? What's the unique value proposition? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to point out that what sets us apart from other platforms out there is that we help students keep track of their progress and also help them have everything all in one place, and also help the companies find the best talents they are looking for. So I can quickly jump into the demo if you want. So we have basically two dashboards for the students and the companies. So the students can sign up, and I'll just go with the login. So the students must have an email, university email, to have access to their account. So this is my account, and on the dashboard they have their a list of jobs that they can apply for, and they can also search for one. And maybe search for one and apply for it. They can choose their resume, and they can apply it. It's that simple, and they can track the progress of the internship they applied for. They can see if they are invited for interview, or it's still under review, or it's just still applied. And as for the company site, the company's dashboard is they have the open internship positions that they have posted earlier, and also they can post a new if they want. So these are the applications that are still open, and they can see the applicants for each open positions. We run a little bit out of time because we were doing two dashboards at the same time. So I think you can see how this is going. So the main part, what sets us apart from other platforms, as I mentioned before, is students can see everything in one place without having to hustle or without having to wander on other platforms. So this is it from my part. If you have any comments or questions, you are welcome. Thank you.
Valeria?
Yeah, just a quick comment. Similarly to the other people, I mean, it's a useful site, but many like this exist. To get people to use your particular site, it's going to be a huge marketing effort. You're going to have a huge partnership team and try to convince people to post on your particular website. So I think that's the challenge. So the challenge is not a technical one, but it's a marketing one. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the remark.
I don't have questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Oğuz. Alper abi?
Here I see, again, exactly as Valeria, the problems that you are going to face are not going to be technical, but the marketing, and these should be addressed in detail. Thank you for the presentation.
Okay, thank you for your remark as well.
Thank you, Abi. And Bedru, like regarding bringing opportunities, you don't have to directly go into opportunity providers at the beginning. If there are some other platforms where the opportunities are listed, you can scrape those and then add into your platform. And this way, at the beginning, you can at least solve half of the problem. And when you have meaningful, up-to-date opportunities that are available to the students, it may be easier to bring the students to your platform.
Okay. Okay, that's a very good point. Thank you for the remark. But the reason we made it this way was to help students see their status, because the companies should also update the status of the applicants so that the students can see their current progress. But that's a good point. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Okay. Thank you. So we have our last team. This last team, please try to finish in the 5 minutes as well with the demo so that you can have your feedback from the judges. Judges, let's lock in the scores for this presenter, and then we can announce the winners as soon as possible, and we don't want to lose two judges off the call as well. So over to you guys. Team Emmy, please start sharing your screen, and your time has started.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everybody. Hello, hello judges. Hello, Emre and Gideon. I'm excited, and maybe I hope you guys are happy that this is the last presentation. Our project is called Smart Tutor. It's all about addressing the barriers to academic success in Africa. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem is like many African students face significant barriers to academic success. They don't have access to tutors, or it's very expensive, and they don't get the support they need. This is the main problem we are going to solve. Okay, but we are here. Smart Tutor. Smart Tutor is a free and accessible online tutoring platform to connect African students with experienced, trusted tutors who are also students, most probably, and also maybe they can be professionals. We have a targeted tutoring. We have a search system. We have a rating system to ensure high quality service.
Your voice is a bit distant.
So what sets us apart? What's our secret sauce? Well, first it's a targeted tutoring combined with a community-driven approach. It's going to be a community of volunteering, a community of students from diverse helping each other, and this will make us different. It will set us apart. Okay, our business model. Maybe you are wondering how are we going to make money? The answer is simple. We rely on charitable donation and strategic partnership with companies who are really looking to help African education. Through this, we will have a funding and compensation for our top-rated tutors and for tutors who are in need of financial help. This way will ensure our sustainability and our impact. Okay, our marketing plan, the popular question. So we will be first partnering with educational institutions, universities. We'll use their students. Of course, A2SV is going to be the first. We will also partner with student organizations who are there to volunteer to help African students. We will use social media platforms and influencers. We will have events and conferences. Okay, our product, our MVP. We used React for the front end. We used Node.js for the back end. We have implemented all the major features. So what are the top features? Well, our top feature is finding a tutor and then sending a request for the tutor. After finishing all the interactions, and the tutors will have a rating system, and more importantly, a donation. Let's see a demo real quick. Here is the landing page. Here's the landing page. Based on tags, based on the criteria, and we'll find the available ones, the top-rated ones. We'll send them a request. We will wait until their request is replied to us, and then after finishing all, we'll give them a rating. We will send them a letter. We will chat with them. This is basically the front end. Thank you very much for your time, and please give us a feedback.
Thank you very much, Ebenezer. Valeria?
Yeah, just really quickly. Echo. Scared of my own voice there. I feel like another team presented something very similar. In general, it seems like it's a topic on everyone's mind, how to get an internship and how to get a job. I empathize. again, there's like not clear what the differentiator is, and you're gonna have a lot of trouble finding users. So that's just a comment. Thanks.
Thank you, Valeria. Oz?
Yeah, I'm still thinking. Can we get back to me later?
Definitely. Alper abi?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. To be frankly honest with you, being the last one put you in a time, pressure. But other than that, again, this project is overall in good shape with lacking basis for the marketing and usage problems. We have to address them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alper abi. And all the judges, please go ahead and fill out your scores for all the projects. And we are going to get total results very soon. Oz, anything you would like to add, by the way? Sorry, I forgot to get back to you.
I think the presentation was good, especially considering the time limit. But other than that, yeah, like it's similar, but I see that they do have maybe I think like these type of things, like being unique, like you can still do your business better and do it much better. Like I always think like TikTok, like if someone came to me with TikTok idea, I would tell them like, get out of here. There's so many apps like Instagram. But if you just find a good way to fund the Twitter or just do marketing like that, that's going to be your success. So that yeah. Other than that,
one quick idea to give again. Maybe I haven't done a good job explaining it. The main point is a community thing. Like people will volunteer, and to attract those volunteers, we will partner with institutions like universities, universities like in big countries, or maybe organizations like A2SV. I think this way we'll get more tutors.
You can have so many volunteers because you have so many students. Like that's not. I don't think that's going to be enough.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, judges, is there anything else? Emre, are you still there?
Yes, that's it from my end. And we have the total score. So do you need any other information, Gideon, before telling us who are the winner projects? With how many points?
We are summing up the aggregates. For everyone that haven't heard before, this is a blind evaluation, so even the judges are not able to see what the other judges are scoring into the sheet. So in about a minute, we'll have the final results. But until then, I'd like to say one more thing, a closing remark. Basically, this hackathon was very great. It was a not proof of concept, but it was a trial hackathon before we prepare a bigger hackathon for the community. So thank you everyone who participated over the last 3 days. So we do have our winners, I'm being told. Our top 3 winners, we already know. That is great. So great job everyone again. And one more thing that I would also like to mention is for those teams that are going to be the top 3, the top 10, and getting their certification and their prize money, congratulations to you. Hopefully you'll be able to continue working on your projects. You can build in public. You can get the contribution of other A2SVNs as well. Even for the other people that were not able to make it into the top 10 rounds due to different constraints, be it internet, connection issues, not being able to submit the videos on time, or technical difficulties that you might have faced. We hope you progress with your project at your own time and be able to come up with something meaningful. And finally, one last remark: on your calendars, you'll find a form. My teammates that are here on the call will also drop it on this call. Please fill out that feedback form. It's very helpful for us to improve and iterate on other hackathons. And we also have created a raffle for you by the community team. So 3 lucky winners will be able to get 100 per ATB, whereas mobile card for your SIM cards, be it Safaricom or Ethio Telecom. And all right, announcing the winners. Are we all ready? Can we see some reactions, thumbs ups? All right. Okay. Let's pull it up. Okay. Who is one third? So with a total score, so it's very, very tight. Like it's very narrow gap between the top 3 winners and even the 4th and 5th winners. Very tight difference. With a total score of 73.25, we have Team Infinity. Congratulations, Team Infinity. Woo! So Team Infinity, offline judge or offline lead code, congratulations. You'll be communicated with your prize. And also the top 10 winners, all finalists will also be communicated for your certificate of participation and that you are runner-up in this A2SV internal hackathon. Okay, what's the prize money for 3rd place? 400 whereas USD. Okay, great. Thank you, team. Moving on to 2nd place. So Infinity was 73.25 aggregate score. And 2nd place is 73.5. So the differentiation factor is 0.25. Okay. Standing 2nd, our silver place winners of 600 USD is Team. Thank you for the drum roll. Team Leads Grind. Congratulations, Team Leads Grind. All right. They came in really close. And yeah, that's very impressive. It's impressive job that you guys did. And we have one more finalist to announce and we can conclude this call. But we need a drum roll for this as well. Come on, guys, give me some drum rolls, give me some reactions. Okay. Coming in first for the gold medal with an aggregate score of 74.875. Again, 2nd place was 73.5. 1st place is 74.875. Our gold winner, 1st place team of 1,000 USD total prize reward is Team Hugs for Bugs. Congratulations, Hugs for Bugs. Thank you so much. We see all the celebrations flowing in. Congratulations, top 3 winners and top 10 finalists as well. This was a lovely project, a lovely hackathon as well. Thank you so much for joining us. That will be all, and the prize will be communicated to you on a personal account. If there are any closing remarks, I will pass it out over to the judge. But that's it for me. Thank you very much.
Great job, everyone, and congrats. Keep the good work up. Thanks.
Thank you, Valeria.
I also find it very impressive. Did you say it was 50 hours only? Like they worked on these 50 hours?
50 hours, yes. 50 hours of coding.
Okay, 50 business hours or like just like consecutive 50 hours?
Actually, 50 consecutive hours. So even less, you can say.
Oh, so they had to sleep and then it's not like 5 business days or something. Okay.
No sleep.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. Well done, everyone. Thank you for all the efforts.
I think most of these guys, they're already better than most engineers, like more than half of engineers in the US that I've seen.
Take that on board, guys. It's a really nice compliment, honestly. And thank you for your effort, honestly. It's really great seeing you present and obviously watching some of you win and the rest of you learn. So I'm glad we can take so much on board from this. But well done. Really, really impressed and really proud of you guys.
Thank you, Jerusalem.
Also, one thing I wanted to add, this was a mistake because this a lot of the times, especially when I was a student, I was doing this mistake, and after even when I was working, I was doing this mistake. As an engineer, I focus too much on coding. Like, I mean, it's of course like what we do, right? Like the main part of our job. But the more senior I get, like the more I realize the value of communication and these like non-technical skills. With Emre, like we were working on like studying for the competition, right? It's very technical, and like the only thing you need to do is write a code that passes like the test inputs and outputs. But it's really important that you guys actually started presenting your like you might, I don't know if you realize the importance of this, but it's just like it's almost like sometimes it's even more important than coding, because a lot of you are not going to be maybe coders. Sometimes you're going to pivot to like engineering managership and then like directorship. So communication might end up being even more important than coding for some of you. So I just wanted to say that like I'm glad you guys are already working on that. Like that's very good.
Thank you, Agus. Thank you, Jerusalem. Everyone who's attending, congratulations. Hope you take that compliment and help you to fuel your future endeavors. Congratulations, everyone. And that's it for today. See you on the next one. Take care, guys.